And you saw Gangster Squad?
I did.
How was that?
The story takes place in 1949 Los Angeles during the height of Mickey Cohen's reign as mob king. Josh Brolin plays Sergeant John O'Mara, who is tasked with assembling an undercover team to take down the operation of the infamous mobster, who is played by Sean Penn. He teams up with Ryan Gosling, Sergeant Larry Wooters, and a couple of others, including Michael Pena, Giovanni Ribisi, and even Robert Patrick, who I didn't even know was in this film until this started. In an attempt
Does he walk slowly like liquid metal?
Have you seen this boy? And they're supposed to bring Cohen to justice. Emma Stone also makes an appearance as Mickey's current arm candy, who falls for Wooters. That causes more drama in the story. Now, first off, I didn't expect I actually got pretty much what I expected out of this movie. No surprises in the story. Obviously, it's based on...
Everything's in the trailer.
Everything's in the trailer. And the movie's kind of been done a couple times before. I mean, somebody mentioned The Untouchables, that kind of thing.
Mobsters with Christian Slater.
But it's enjoyable to see the team's successful and actually in some cases unsuccessful attempts to bring down Cohen's operation and eventually the eventual showdown. But like I said, no surprises, pretty much cookie cutter. But it was still a fun ride getting there. So the acting, Sean Penn, was really enjoyable to watch as Cohen. He does the little facial tick things, kind of like he in Dark Knight. Got to play Heath Ledger as the Joker. Those little things that he just made him that character. Sean Penn kind of does the same thing, and with his over the top anger really makes you want to see his downfall. Josh Brolin was great. He really sold the good cop badass, much like Russell Crowe did in L.A. Confidential. He kind of got that vibe from him. And Ryan Gosling plays the same typical heartthrob he does in most of his current movies. And Emma Stone, I know we have a lot of controversy over this. She is gorgeous, but in my opinion, she handles the role pretty well. But I think her character's presence seems more of a distraction to the story that's going on, almost like the filmmaker said, we need to have a pretty face in here.
I hate when they do that. In these kind of movies, they always have that femme fatale. I don't see any need for it.
It played a part of the story, but it could have been easily written out. I don't know if that.
I bet you I can describe exactly what happens.
Yeah,
she becomes part of the pawn, and she gets involved, and it pisses all Ryan Gosling off, and he's going to come after you now. Yeah,
you're not far off. You're not far off. The surprise for me was Robert Patrick, because I actually leaned over to my wife when we watched it and said, "Have you seen this boy?" And she didn't even know it was him. It's funny, but he's the conifer-looking marksman. And I thought he was fantastic. He brought a certain edge and humor to the group.
He's a good actor, like a good character actor.
He really is. I enjoyed him a lot. As far as the production, I thought the film looked great when it was trying to be what it was, a period piece. But when it tried to pull in the high-tech shots of today, like the slow-mo and the close-up of the bullets and stuff like that, that just felt completely out of place.
They do slow motion, like action.
Like slow, like John Woo style.
Yeah, Zack Snyder, John Woo.
That stuff just felt like, come on, guys, this is a period piece. I mean, it just felt completely out of place. But despite the lack of surprises in the story or originality of the concept, it was an enjoyable ride getting to the end. Watching good guy cops play cat and mouse with a mobster you love to hate never gets old to me. I mean, that's kind of fun. The distractions of the high tech and unnecessary characters kept me from loving it, though. And it also suffers from the one-and-done aspect I mentioned with the previous movie. No real interest in repeat viewings, but I'm glad I saw it. I gave it a solid $7 out of 10.
So you like that more than Zero Dark 30?
I did, because Zero Dark 30 had its moments very sparse. Like the last half hour was awesome, and it had a couple parts in between. This was a fun ride all the way, but it was very much a popcorn flick. One thing that bugs me, and we had a topic a few months ago about like cliche things in movies that bug you. And I saw this in 3 movies that I watched this weekend, both in the theater and on home video. When one guy comes up to another with a gun and the other guy's unarmed, and then guy with gun tosses the gun aside and they duke it out with their fists. I'm so tired of seeing that. I think that is done so much in movies. Just You've made it this far to finish this guy off or whatever, and then you're gonna let him have a chance. It's just such a stupid concept.
It's so dramatic.
It is, and they should
have done that with Bin Laden.
In this one, it actually does play a part of the story a little bit, but still, it just needs to stop.